goal on a Friday night. I'm definitely not a fancy goer outer or anything like that. I like to relax. Both of my kids are home. One has COVID. Oh, there's something on the screen that's going to annoy me. And so, yeah, we are home. We just ate dinner. Well, two of us together and one hidden away so that I don't get sick. Nobody's here. I know I don't go live only on YouTube ever. I always go live on um, like YouTube or TikTok and Facebook. Um, but I just find YouTube's format is easier. And I last time I went live had a really hard time reading things on my phone because I can't see super well. And so going on two devices, one on the iPad and one on my phone, was really hard for me. There's a person. Hi, Rochelle. Yay, 6 people. I know it's going to be a bit of a weird transition. I'm not saying I won't ever go live on Facebook. I will. But yeah, I think transitioning over here might be a good idea. Friday night fun. Yeah, this is what I do. No word of a lie. I don't do a lot in the evenings, especially when it comes to like going out or doing anything like that, because I get really neuro fatigued. And so it's very hard for me to like talk to people or have energy at night. And so I just hang out at home in my PJs. And I don't know about you. Are you somebody who stays in your actual clothes once you get home for the night? I do not. I have PJs on within like 5 minutes from walking in my door. Hi, everybody. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Fleck. Hi, Terry. How are you guys? Remember, oh, I'm just letting people hopefully see that I'm live, although I don't think people get notified, obviously, um, because I wonder, you know what, you guys, we're going to do a little experiment. Um, I wonder if I can do this, maybe not. And here we go. Can I share it? Let's turn that down. No, I can't. I thought I could share. Uh, whoa, that's weird. Okay, never mind. I'm a liar. Are you in the deep freeze there? Yes, it is freaking cold. Colder than I've seen it in years. And I know for like the rest of Canada, it's actually not that cold compared to other places, but it's -10 here today, Celsius, and that is very, very cold for this area. So every hour I had to switch my hummingbird feeders because they would freeze, which I never have to do. But hi, Tara. You found me over here. Yay. So I wanted to talk about something that I think a lot of people have asked me about. Sorry, give me one sec. Um, as far as, when I was on the other side, I could see um, my other lives, but also I learned a lot, things I already somewhat knew, but it kind of was confirmed as far as our other lives and stuff go. So I want to talk about that today. And then also my sister Michelle made a good point. I don't know if it was yesterday or today. She always comes up with these because listens to a lot of podcasts and stuff and then messages me and is like, "Oh my gosh, what about this? What about that?" And she said, even though, you know, for me I don't know, it doesn't bother me personally a lot, but I know it bothers other people. And she said, when you say this certain thing, people really don't like it, and it actually can make some of them angry. So you should explain it a little bit better. And what she was talking about was how I often say, "Hey, 444," right when I was saying that. How I often say in lives or to people, like all of the things humans judge other humans for, we will go through them. So let's just say you are somebody, well, I feel like most of society, like judges people who kill other people, obviously. And there's a reason for that, and we have punishments for that. But what I say often is, other the people you judge or the things you feel are horrible, you will go through similar things in one of your lives. And she specifically talked about like murder, sorry, um, like murderers, kind of. And I always say, yes, you'll go through every human experience, but I think at least what she said, like, people's mind all like, goes right to, "Oh my gosh, I have to be like a murderer or a serial killer or something like that." No. So, she gave good examples, like, it could be that you're, I don't know, in a war and you end up having to kill people, or you accidentally murder somebody or kill somebody in, like, an accident or something like that. What I mean by each soul will go through every human experience means just that. It doesn't mean each soul will do the specific thing that you are judging in a way. It's more each soul will go through absolutely every human experience in existence throughout all time and space, which is insane and hard to make sense of as a human. But for me, it just makes sense, if that makes sense. Am I confusing? Sorry, I'm just gonna check the comments. Do you do readings on your lives? No, I don't. I my kids are home from college and we're all snuggled in waiting for the storm to hit. Oh, I love the snuggled in. I don't take offense to that. That's good. I completely understand that we come to learn aspects of humanity. Yes. And so people get really stuck on like the abuse and or the murder side of it. It doesn't mean you're going to live and like unending lives where you will be a murderer. That's not a thing. But you will live every human experience. And I promise the ones you judge most will probably be one that you have recently planned or are going to soon. Again, space and time don't exist on the other side. So you're kind of living them all right now. So I say it in a way like, don't judge other people, although as humans we do judge, and some humans that I think need to be judged, especially when they've committed crimes. But it's more like, who are we to judge, because we probably will go through a similar experience. You guys are very quiet. I guess I'm used to like 100 people, and so I think usually there's a lot more comments. So it might, yeah. So ask questions, guys. Can you talk about manifesting well, even when dealing with trauma? Also about healing others, maybe how we could possibly help heal others remotely. Um, so when dealing with trauma, it depends on what the trauma is or what you've gone through, that kind of thing. Um, That's a very individual kind of situation, but manifesting, it's not like a lot of books say, like, "Oh, you get a vision board, and then you're gonna magically have all these things." It's all about not hyper focusing and feeling like a failure if you aren't able to manifest those things. So, my way of, like, manifesting, if you will, is I just express gratitude. I thank my guides, my higher self, the other side, everyone I know in this life for absolutely everything. And I thank my guides for always being there for me and helping to prepare me for everything that is coming and helping me to deal with everything that has come or I've been through in the past. So, are you live on Facebook too? No, I am not. So yeah, you need to really wrap your head around the fact that manifesting is not like a wish list. Oh, I want to do this, and I'll just put it out there and it's gonna happen. More focus on having gratitude that you are fully capable of walking this path and amazing things will be presented to you or for you to learn. Um, I'm wondering how to deal with an ex that is scary and he and I have to co-parent. Oh, that's a tough one. And Rochelle, that's more something I would deal with in a private reading just because it is very individual and I would never want to suggest something like for a group that might not work for everyone and could be dangerous. Hi, could you say anything about why life has been such a challenge this time for me? Normally, it's because you're an old soul and you planned a whole lot of stuff because you knew you could handle it. Is there a point where we will not learn anymore through being human? We will eventually grow in some other way besides being living human lives. Yes, there is. What? Hi, Amber from Australia. Hi. Nearly finished your book, cried at first, then you and Peter answered a lot of my questions. Thanks. Oh, I love that. And thank you for reading. I'm so grateful. How do I get a private reading? It is not easy. It's a bit of a lottery system, and I post them all on my Facebook page. I don't quite get that there are cells here. What? That there, I don't quite get that there are cells here with us. Don't think that came out like I meant it. Sorry, I don't get it either, Lori. I don't know what you're asking. And you know what? I do not know if YouTube is like other social media because I'm new to it. Well, not new to it, but new to trying to figure it out. So if you don't mind, could you like and there's something else. What is it? What do you do on YouTube? Any of you are YouTubers and know? I think you like and subscribe or like and follow or something like that. Jessica says, please do it. um, do we incarnate with the same people in every lifetime? Same souls? Yes. Same people? No. Hi, Diane. Could you tell which soul level people are at or how many lives they have left? Yes, to the soul level, like the energy. How many lives? It's infinite, so no, I cannot. Christine, do you see extraterrestrials during your NDE or out-of-body experience? I'm not sure what to think or believe about it. Well, technically, if you're in another dimension, aren't they all extraterrestrials? You say higher selves. Yes. So I'll give my subscribe. That's what you have to do. Thank you, Ada. Um, so subscribe, please, because then more people will join me and ask amazing questions. So I'm going to I say it all the time, but I'll say it one more time. I liken it to like a rain cloud. So your higher self is always on the other side, and it is the rain cloud. So here's you on the other side. That part of you stays there. And then all of the lives that you are living throughout space and time are all little raindrops. Each raindrop is a whole in and of itself. So each raindrop is a complete life. And so they come down, they live, they go through all the experiences, and then they go back to the rain cloud and join back up with that rain cloud. And then get to choose what they want to do. You can join up with another life or stay there for a while, whatever it is. That is how it kind of works. Everyone, I gifted your book for Christmas. Loved it, not surprised. Oh, yay. I'm so glad because I feel like the people who have followed me for a long time just automatically are going to be like, it was great, Amber, because you guys have all watched me have massive strokes and almost die and have to learn to live again and all that sort of stuff. And so I think people can be very like encouraging when they followed me for a long time because you understand how hard it was for me. But new people who don't necessarily know my story are messaging me and being like, wow, I really loved your book. Um, And that is so amazing because then it's not people who are like, "Oh, I wanna be nice to Amber because I know it was really hard." It's people that are like, "Wow, so I really like hearing that brand new people are enjoying it." And also, Tara, thank you for giving it to people. Like and subscribe. That's it. Thank you guys. You're so helpful. My best friend gave birth. Oh, that's awful, Morgan. I could not imagine. Like, why do our souls plan these things? I don't understand it. You know, me as a human, I say all these things because I'm gifted and I can see the other side. But me as a mother, I'm like, that's moronic. Why would I ever plan anything like that? Like the trauma and the stuff that we go through. But only a very, very old soul would plan a life like that. And it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't mean the human planned it. It doesn't mean your friend planned that consciously. Absolutely not. It's more their soul knew that they were strong enough to walk through it. Does reincarnation ever stop? It's infinite, because on the other side, there is no stop or start. I think I saw in a different video that you might be training to be a spirit guide. If time doesn't exist, could people also be a spirit guide to people who exist now? Yes. Sorry, I can tell at nighttime, I start to lose the ability to control my body, which includes knowing when to not drool and stuff. Thanks for answering our questions. You're welcome. Your book was incredible, Amber. I highly recommend people read it. Oh, thank you, Ainsley. So there are other me's here on Earth. Yes. And I know people don't like this, but so there's other yous here on Earth, but there are some sort of theories that you personally planned this life to learn, and you created everything in it. So it could be that there's just other me's. It could be that you are all the bees in existence. Something to think about. Can I meet myself living another life during this lifetime? Does that make sense? You can, but we try not to. Are you going to be scheduling more meetings for January? Sorry. Yes, I think so. I also, though, have a lot of interviews, and I can only work 2 or 3 days a week. So, yeah. I did a group today, and I think it was really good. So glad to catch you live. Hubby saw you. You are looking so good. So glad. So glad. Hope you feel good too. I feel a lot better. Um, I still struggle with a lot of things. I still and always will have deficits that make my life more difficult, but I just try to power through. I definitely, in the last kind of 4-ish months, have been having some mental health struggles with anxiety and like low mood. But I am now going to therapy to try and figure it out. We've kind of gotten to the bottom of it, and it, I think, has to do with um, some malnutrition and sleeping issues. Both are caused or are deficits from the stroke. So we're trying to come up with tools of ways to kind of work around it so that I eat more and sleep more. I had no idea who you were. Then read your book. Now I love you and follow you. I'm praying for a read. Aw, Vicky. So you didn't know who I was. How did you get my book? Like, how did you find my book? How did you hear about it? I love hearing that. I always like hearing where people have come across me. Could you answer that? You don't have to if you don't want to. What do you think about Bigfoot stories? Are they real? Yes, because Bigfoot actually exists in a different dimension, but it's a different dimension in the same sort of physical plane. And so sorry, see the drooling? I can't help it. It's why I'm always like bright red here because I drool so much. Um, Keeping it real. Yes, so some people can access other dimensions. Hey, thanks for the likes, guys. Thanks, everyone. I have 20. I think that's good, right? But yeah, they are real. Not all of them, but yes. Oh, hi, Stephanie. Do you believe in or know about different star seeds like indigo, crystal, blue ray? So I don't use those words. Like I now I think would be called an indigo child because I was born this way. So I don't use the words for them, but I do know that certain children and more children now are being born more like me as we are evolving energetically. How do you feel about your path? Does it feel too hard sometimes, or now that you had that beautiful experience, you feel stronger? Um, I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Isn't it great that I know all these things and I have my guides and I can talk to them and hear them and see dead people and ooh, that's so wonderful. And I wrote a book and I'm doing interviews and this is great. And then in one more second, I'll be like, I hate everything. I am so angry that I planned this. What was like, what was I thinking when I was like, yeah, let's have this super difficult life, finally rock it and get better, and this is great, and then have a massive stroke and kind of start all over. So it's, hey, thanks for the likes, guys. Um, I go back and forth, and that's because I'm human, you know? It doesn't necessarily matter that I am gifted and that sort of stuff. It doesn't take away my humanness. And um, yeah, so I'm not going to say it's easier because it's just not. You know, I deal with human stuff every single day. I have chronic pain. I have so many issues now, and I only have myself to blame, and that is a hard pill to swallow because I have this amazing knowledge from the other side, and it's not necessarily easy all the time to know that without a doubt, I knew what I was doing when I planned this life and when I planned this pain. So both. Do you have a hard time with consumerism and fitting in with Western society after your NDE? Not really, because I can see the purpose behind it. Question. Amber, do you feel your book is a good gift for a person coming to the end of their cancer battle? I think so. Honestly, just the chapter of what it looks like on the other side, and that it is like the best homecoming you ever have had. But you really have to consider who this person is and where their faith lies. Because if their faith does not lie with my belief of the other side, it might actually make them more anxious. So you have to be the judge of that. I don't have your book yet, but I think I found you on the Jeff Mara podcast. My grandpa had a beautiful NDE, and I feel comfort by listening to other NDEs too and seeing the similarities. Oh, I love that. And yes, I was on the Jeff Mara podcast. I don't remember when. I think it was last year. Sorry, I didn't. I'm the one from Oklahoma. My son passed 6 months ago, and I'm struggling. Someone in a grief group online recommended, but yes, you actually told me that. I'm sorry. I have very, very bad short-term memory, and I'm very sorry for your loss. I'm late, but what were the tall beings sighted in Florida at the mall? I haven't been able to get to the bottom of that. My husband asked me that. When I was watching it, don't feel they were otherworldly beings, but there was something strange going on. If I I have a rule with the other side. If it's something that's not going to be helpful to me, something that it might stress me out to know, if I can't stop or change it, would stress me out. I don't want to know, and that's a very firm boundary I have, and so they won't ever cross that boundary. So anything that's not gonna be helpful to me, that I can't prevent, change, or that might scare me, um, and then make me live in fear if it's something that's not gonna happen for a while, I don't wanna know. And I think that's fair. I don't think any of you would want to know anything negative if you can't do anything about it. I'm so grateful that during your NGE you chose to come back here. We are all learning so much and are super grateful. Oh, thank you, Terry. That's so nice. Hubby found you on YouTube, told me, watched you, and heard about your book and ordered it. It's a great read. Oh, I love that. Oops, what's happening? I hear it. It's all stupid, right? Hey, look at me. I got 36 likes now. That's so fancy. Will we all have a life where we have psychic abilities? Yes. I'm sorry about your chronic pain and challenges as a human being. It's so hard. It's hard, but bearable because, again, I understand there's a purpose behind everything. That doesn't mean that every once in a while I don't go, oh, I just hate everything, especially this shoulder and arm is so painful and it's so frustrating because there's nothing I can do. I can't work out to make it better because I cannot engage the muscles. And so, like, when I flex on this side, you can't see it, but on this side, there's a muscle. On this side, there's nothing. I can't flex it. I can't do anything. And so that's just here. It's the same up here. So my muscles and tendons can't hold my joints together on my right side. And so they're super loose, which causes a ton of pain. And it's annoying because I can't feel my skin at all, but I can feel the inside, the nerves and stuff like that. Hello. Hey, Michelle. Hey, I did this because of what you told me to talk about. And so at the beginning, I talked about that. Michelle is my sister, the one that said, you need to clarify this. So yeah, that's why I'm lying. That's You need merch now. Yeah, you know what? Other people have said I need merch, but more like, bookmarks or greeting cards with my paintings. I didn't or don't remember a light tunnel with my NDE. I didn't have a light tunnel. I closed my eyes and then I opened them on the other side. Not everybody sees a light tunnel. What is the best thing you have learned from your guides? For me personally, it's that I'm not alone because I felt so alone throughout my life. I also manifested being alone. So it was easier to be alone than feel like people were judging me for being so different. And so them really making me truly feel that I am not alone ever was the most valuable. Frickin' drool. Isn't that embarrassing? Is it true there are no coincidences? That's a hard word. And yes, that is true. Took me 30 years to get my left bicep to grow after breaking my neck. Oh, yeah, mine is just like a wet noodle. Uh, I have up to 30% topical numbness from nerve damage from breaking my neck. Yeah, my entire right side. So it's like I'm split down the middle. My entire right side, I can't feel any of it. Like it's, yeah, I can feel pain. But yeah. And I can tell when people are touching me just because I can feel the pressure of it. But I can't feel hot and cold or anything like that. I can't. And I can move it, but not like well. Like this one I can tighten. This one is like that I can't. Where did the comments go? There they are. You missed the beginning. Yes, Michelle, but now I know how to post it after it's live, so it will be on for replay. Would a Doctor Who type muscle stimulator benefit your arm? I have no idea. In Ontario. Hi, Deborah. What is the best way to figure out if you had an NDE when you were really small? Hypnosis, regression? If you don't remember it, it's probably for a reason. So I don't know that I would go poking around. Why do people have different experiences from their NDE? Because we manifest our realities. I found you on YouTube. So happy I did. Aw, thanks. I now follow you on all platforms. Ordered your book, should be arriving tomorrow. Yay! Every time I watch one of your videos, I feel so much peace. Aw, thank you so much. I'm so glad. You know, I haven't said this in a while, but when I was young, people bugged me for a lot of things, but one of the main ones was my voice. My voice was super low and has been my whole life, and kids tortured me because of my voice. And now it's one of the most often comments or compliments that I get that my voice is super relaxing to listen to. And there's a lot of people that put my live videos, like replays, on to sleep because they think my voice is very calming. So there's a reason I had like a friggin' adult male voice when I was 5. People on the other side What question? People on the other side talk to us like they are standing right next to us? Yes, they do. A friend introduced me to your first video when you first released it. It was so helpful as I was going through a hard time. It's a must see. I saw you reposted it. Everyone go watch it. Oh yeah, like my very first YouTube video. What time is what time is the best to catch you live? Right now it is 7 in the evening, 7:12. But I just go live whenever I am inspired to. Do you agree that 2024 will be a very challenging year, but will lead to a much more enlightened collective consciousness in 2025? A few other psychic mediums say this. I think every year recently has been challenging. I don't see that 2024 is going to be any more challenging than the last few years. You know, like 2020 sucked eggs. And so I don't think it'll be worse than that, but it's not going to be easy per se. I don't like timelines. So, like things like, oh, is it going to be amazing in 2025? I live and exist in a reality where I don't sort of acknowledge linear timelines because free will exists. And in any given moment, me personally or the collective consciousness can make a different decision and our path can change. Your voice is super calming. Oh, yay. Oh, is that a good one? Good CD. Hi, Amber. How many people are talking about it? Many people are talking about moving away from a 3D to a 5D world. Can you elaborate on this? Yes, I think that is just everyone saying, like, trying to wrap their heads around a collective consciousness enlightenment. I don't like, again, putting labels on that. That's like a very human thing to put like a 5D label on it. It's literally just our energies collectively are slowly raising to where we won't need as much of the human sort of class system, or I don't know what the word is, or gender or cult, like those types of things will stop serving a purpose, hopefully. Your voice is so calming, soft, and beautiful. Oh, thank you. I seen the Holy Ghost over top of me when I was 14. It was amazing. Oh, I love that. How do we find our spirit guides' names? You got me because I suck with names because they don't really identify by names. I gave Peter his name because his name is not Peter. It's like Ra or Ka or some weird. And who knows if Gail and Jessica actually those are their names. I just picked, well, they kind of told me, but they don't really care what you call them. So whatever is comfortable for you, call them that. How do we know if we are imagining something or feeling something through intuition? You don't necessarily. You just have to trust yourself and trust your gut. Good seed. I'm going to choke. I can see it or feel it. This is nighttime for me. One of the reasons I don't go out. I just choke. Okay. Uh, you're welcome. When I was a child, I would look up, and about 3 feet above me, I would always see what looked like a television screen when shows were over, just like fuzzy and movement. Oh, me too! Always! So maybe you've got some intuition. What do you think about splitting timelines? Can individuals on the planet experience different versions of Earth based on their decisions? What? I don't think I get that. Can individuals on the planet experience different versions of Earth based on their decisions? Yes, but I don't know if I fully understand your question. Hello! If we are spiritual in this life, are we spiritual in subsequent lives? Not necessarily, because time and space don't exist. Just got home, -10 out there. I know, it is here too. It's crazy. Hey, look it. Thanks for the likes, guys. There's 41 now. Everybody should, what is it? Like and subscribe. Whoops. No, go away. There we go. I haven't tuned in for a bit. How is your dad? He is good, um, ish. He I haven't seen them a lot because my mom, like a week and a half, got COVID, and I avoid that because it almost killed me the first time I got it. And so I haven't been downstairs at all since then. And now my son has COVID. And so I probably now won't see him until my son is better for like 5 days, which won't be till the end of next week. But as far as I know, he's doing quite well. I don't know, Michelle, if you can chime in on that because you probably talked to him more. He walked up my stairs yesterday to go to an appointment, and he looked pretty good. I'm 50 kilometers south of you. Oh, cool. How many spirit guides do we have? Anywhere from 1 to 7, but usually it's like 2 or 3 permanent guides, but then we have infinite temporary guides that come help with certain things. So, like if you get cancer, you will have guides that will come help just deal with that. If you lose a family member and are grieving, or a relationship breaks up, any big life experiences, you will have temporary guides coming in to help. Hey, I have 80 people watching. That's pretty good for only like my second live in like a while here. It's minus 41 degrees in Edmonton. Ew, that's awful. Holy smokes, you guys. Hi, Amber, just tuning into the live. I'm a big fan of you, and I appreciate you upload to YouTube as I don't have Facebook. We'll definitely watch the replay. Aw, thanks. When I was around 4 to 5, I saw the face of Jesus on my bedroom wall at night. My family was not religious. Any ideas why this happened? Well, it could be Jesus, it could be a loved one, it could be somebody that's like wanted to be near the house. A lot of kids, well, not a lot, all kids are born with a connection to the other side, and it slowly fades between the ages of 2 and 5. So it's not abnormal for a 4 or 5-year-old to see Jesus or a soul that they would recognize. I will like when video ends, as I don't even know how. Yeah, I don't know how to do much either on here. Friend in North Edmonton saw -50. Oh, no. Bashar and other channels talk about splitting timelines. Like some could go down a path where there is war, and others can go down a path where there is a utopian peace. Yes, like as in your soul in this life, you can live this life as many times as you want and do different timelines. My guides like to sit around at a table and play cards. Hey, why not? I haven't seen, are you meaning like they peace out and don't listen to you? I haven't seen him, but I know he has had his first post-surgery beer. There you go. My gosh, -44. You guys, so cold. You will grow up in numbers, no doubt. Oh, thanks. I was told I have a spirit guide that is on another planet. Do we get support from all the multiverses? Um, I don't see why we couldn't. I haven't seen it very much, if at all. If nobody has told you yet, you're kind of a big deal. Of course, you are going to have lots of likes. Oh, you guys are so nice. Haha, Michelle. Well, cheers to Fred. That's good progress. Yes, my dad, he's got even before the open heart surgery, he has some health problems. One of which is like diabetes, and obviously had some heart problems. And so he limits his beer to 2 a day, and that's it, and he has his 2 most days, but that was, like, his number 1 when he was in the hospital, like, "How long till I can have my 2 beer?" I don't think he's doing 2 a day right now, maybe 1 every few days, but he just enjoys it. He likes to sit, and he likes to have his 2 beer, and so me and Michelle both got him, like, little variety packs of individual cool beers from around the world. When I was really young, I used to think about the idea of living forever and feel really sad, anxious, and cry, so I wouldn't let myself think about it for long. Does that have any meaning? It probably means you're a bit of an older soul, and it was probably a little shocking to know that you are now in this human body and plan this life, and it was overwhelming. I felt the same way. Oh my gosh, Elaine, that is so cold. -50 Celsius? Oh, and that's the lowest it can go. You know what? What is happening? When I was 6 or 7, my dad's friend came and sat at the end of my bed after he died and have always wondered why. Well, they just like to come to anyone who might see them to show that they are okay, even though they are dead. Love your lives on Facebook better. Plus, I get notifications on here. I posted on Facebook and Instagram that I was going to go live here because it's a little easier for me. Do you think avoiding meat as much as we can helps with increasing intuition? I don't think it helps increasing intuition, but I do think like very high energy people like me, have a really hard time eating meat, especially red meat, because it just is heavier and doesn't necessarily agree with our bodies. And so, yeah, have, I think from when I was like 11 to 18, I was a vegetarian, and then after that, it was like I would eat meat just occasionally, but there's a lot like, I will only eat chicken, pork, and very occasionally beef, and no other meats at all, full stop, not even seafood of any kind, because it just doesn't suit. So, like, tonight, Grace and I made, uh, pesto fettuccine alfredo, and I cooked the chicken separate, and because my kids love chicken and meat and everything, and I put like one little square on mine because it's just so hard for me to eat. That's a good idea. I did that for someone once in an advent calendar of beers around the world. Yeah, super fun. Past relative, "Hey, I'm dead, but I got better." It's true. They like to let us know that they are okay, and so they will go to anyone who might be able to see them or feel them. When I was about 8, I swear I walked into Elvis Presley. Being a kid, I am sure it wasn't him, just someone who looked like him, but then he died, and I saw the news on the TV. I've never forgotten it. Well, I like that. My mom is obsessed with Elvis, or was when I was younger. I don't know if she still is, but I think she is. But it could have been his spirit for sure. Friggin' frig. Hey, 444, 44444. Can talking to water or writing positive words on glasses of water change its effect on our bodies? Dr. Emoto did experiments where water crystals change shape depending on words. I think we have more power to do things and change things than we will ever know. Get a plant and talk really mean to it, and then talk really nice to it, and it will change. It's one of those nights. I ran out of questions. Are we done with questions? Or I just got boring? I have been seeing the number 444 so much lately. Me too. I see repetitive numbers like that all the time. I like when I look at the same at the time. Most of the time, it's 111, 222, 333. Me too, especially if I'm struggling. I constantly see those numbers if I'm struggling. When I'm doing really well, I don't as much. Is your aversion to meat because of your love of critters or just the taste? I could never not eat meat. I think a little bit of both. Um, I don't necessarily feel bad for the animals I eat, sorry, but I would never be a vegan, I don't think, just because of that. I think everything is put here for a purpose, and, meat, animals that we eat, that's their purpose. Um, it is more that it just doesn't agree with my physical body. It makes me feel energetically heavy, and I don't process it super well. How's Gus? Gus is great. He got neutered over Christmas and he's all healed up. I do light work, and anytime I hear the coyotes chasing, I do critters and chasing critters, and it means everyone has to be at peace in the coyote stop yell. What? I don't quite get it. How come if people have life guides, they don't put a stop to the people they are watching over for some of their corruption? Because guides don't change or do things for us. They walk with us as we live our lives and provide encouraging energy. They don't stop or affect the world in that way. Do you think there was a significance to the new moon yesterday on 111 since 1 is such a master number? I think if people base their faith or their beliefs on numbers, then yes. But for me, I don't. So it was just a whole nother day. What is the benefit of connecting with our higher self? I wouldn't say there's a benefit because it does not matter for the majority of people if you do or don't. I think it's nice to acknowledge that there is a higher power of some sort, whether it's your higher self, God, wherever you place your faith, just so that you don't feel alone. But you don't have to connect with your higher self as a human because the connection isn't necessarily, or acknowledging it isn't necessarily super important. It's happening whether you want it to or not. All of a sudden, there's a million questions, and I don't know what happened. I was told from another medium that I have lived 5 past lives. My husband, who I had in this life, was a husband in a past life. Was told we are soulmates. Oh, that's nice. My youngest son is special needs, born with learning disabilities. He is a happy, beautiful young man, brings so much joy, so much love and joy to our lives. He used to talk about spirits all the time. Yes, he's probably a very old soul. Most people born with disabilities are. When I was 10, I woke up yelling, I want to go home. I knew it was the other side home. Why would I do that? Because you probably were still very connected to the other side, and it is our home, and it's much more comfortable than here, but we're here for a purpose. How do people have multiple personalities? Thank you for all you do. Um, like, you mean people that have like dissociative disorder or whatever it's called? Is that what you mean? Is Gus the reincarnation of Walter? Yes, it is part of Walter's soul, but it's not the same person. Michael, is my mom or dad with you? I do not channel loved ones on my lives because then they will all be in my house, and it is nighttime, and I am tired. If you ask friends or family members who have asked for help, will they come? They don't have to help, but they will come sit with you. You are fully capable of doing this life on your own because you are strong. But yes, if you think of them, they are there. Question. I freed a bunch of captives in a war dream. What was that about? It could just be a dream, but it also could be you visiting one of your other lives. What? Hang on. He still does occasionally. Would he be an older or newer? I already answered that. I think I'm getting tired because I can't read the questions anymore. My ability to understand what they are saying is gone, and it's just about an hour, so that makes sense. So I probably should get going. But thank you for joining me on here. I'm very grateful for all of you. Thank you for putting up with the fact that I am on YouTube right now instead of Facebook. I know my Facebook family really likes it when I only do lives there, but hopefully I'll go kind of back and forth. But thank you for your support. Thank you for listening, and thank you for tuning in. Have a good weekend.